people. Okay, so this video is for chapters 37 and 38, and I want to remind us about what just happened in chapter 36, where Caleb and Bobby Jean were thinking about or arguing about getting out of the deal with Styx. And so Bobby Jean says to Caleb, I hope you know what you're doing. And let's see. So the other thing is that I want to talk about the word linchpin. A linchpin it's actually a part. It's a pin with a round circle around it that you can use to secure something. But it can also mean, a linchpin can also mean a person who can get something done, or an object that's important to getting something done. So for example, I might say dental floss is a linchpin to good dental hygiene, meaning it's essential to good dental hygiene, which my dentist always reminds me of. Anyway, chapter 37, linchpin, here we go. I knew exactly what I was doing, thank you very much. In the morning, I marched down to Styx's office, with Bobby Jean trailing me. We called Pike's place, I announced. Why did you lie to us? Styx half smiled. You're checking up on me? Protecting our investment, I said. That's diligent. You make good associates. He flicked invisible ash off his candy cigarette. Don't think you can get out of anything by complimenting us, I said. What did Pike say? Styx asked. What'd you tell him? Bobby Jean and I glanced at each other, described the exchange. So you didn't stay on the line? You didn't even talk it out with him? Styx shook his head. And there you go, thinking the worst of me right off. Some friends you are. But, Bobby Jean sputtered. Mr. Pike's never gonna miss that old motor. Trust me. Styx puffed the candy cigarette. It didn't take much effort to imagine a cloud of smoke wafting from his lips. My hand almost moved to wave it away. How can we trust you? Bobby Jean demanded. You lied. You made thieves out of us, I cried. We're accessories to Grand Theft Motor. Styx laughed. A rash of GTM breaks out across the Midwest. He arced his hand through the air like a banner headline. This is serious. He owed me, okay? Don't even worry about it. We are worried about it, Bobby Jean said. We don't want to go to jail. I wouldn't let you guys get in that kind of trouble, Styx assured us. Look, if you told Pike it was all for me, he'd have been fine about it. He didn't look fine when he was chasing after us. We traded him the lunchbox. In your big investigation, did you even ask him if he liked it? We hadn't. Styx waved his hand at us. Forget this. I should have known you weren't up for it. Just a couple country boys, right? You like everything straight and simple. That stung. Forget you. Styx shoved away from the tree and started back toward his house. We plunged after him. Why are you following me? Styx demanded. You owe us an explanation. Why? Obviously you believe what you want to. I don't need you. Bobby Jean was indignant. You don't get to just walk away, he shouted. We stole with you, and we didn't tell on you or anything, 'cause that's what friends do. Silence. Finally, Styx said, You're still here? True. I swallowed hard. Yeah? So what of it? So you're mad. You hate me now, like everyone else. Why don't you just go? We don't hate you, Bobby Jean piped up. We're disappointed. Whoa, he sounded like Mom and Dad. I would have laughed out loud if it hadn't all been so serious. Whatever. Styx bit down too hard on his candy cigarette. It snapped in half. He spat away the piece in his mouth and kept puffing on the part in his hand. Bottom line is, you don't want to play anymore, right? That's what you're saying? Of course we do. You do? Styx's eyes brightened. Then he chilled himself out, raising a shoulder. You do, huh? Just don't lie to us. I didn't. Styx paused, sighed. Mr. Pike is an old friend, okay? How are you friends with a guy like that? I asked. Styx walked himself in a little circle, shaking his head. I used to live at his place for a little while. My eyes narrowed. I followed a hunch. How little a while, Sticks? Sticks steamed in a circle around us. Kind of a while, okay? I don't want to talk about it. Why'd you leave? Bobby Jean asked. Same as always, Sticks said. His eyes flashed defiantly. He didn't want me anymore. Who wouldn't want Sticks? Mr. Pike must be a mean old man with no imagination. Well, he's obviously dumb, I blurted out. He's not, Sticks rushed to say. He's just real set in his ways. He collects those stupid lunch boxes. He shrugged. I actually thought he'd like it. We need to make it right with him, Bobby Jean said. Sticks hesitated like maybe he was going to argue. But then he said, Yeah, all right. Let me think about it. No, that's the only deal, Bobby Jean said. Sticks nodded. I mean, let me think how to go about it. Bobby Jean stuck out his hand and they shook on it. Sticks puffed on the stub of his candy cigarette. Caleb and B.G. Franklin, huh? He squinted at us through the make-believe smoke. I guess I underestimated you. Damn straight, I said. Those words didn't sound right coming out of my mouth. I mean, darn tootin'. I chucked my fist up, real intrepid-like. Ouch! Stick smacked his forehead, then clutched his chest. That actually hurt me in my heart. Y'all so country, man. Man, do we have some work to do? We laughed together that time. Don't give up on us yet, I told him. I might have found our missing link. Sticks tossed aside his cigarette stub. Oh yeah? Tell us. Better to show you. I held up my hand. Let me take the lead on this one. They followed me out of the woods. And bring that motor, I called over my shoulder. We're gonna need it. We headed over to Corey Cormier's place. Sticks didn't have a bike, so we walked ours. Tell Sticks and BG what you told me yesterday, I said, about your deal with your uncle. Corey shrugged. All I gotta do is mow his lawn once a week, and I can hang out with the baby as much as I want. Sticks' whole being zoom-focused on Corey. So your uncle has a push mower? Nah, Corey said. That's why I've got to do it with ours. He doesn't have a mower at all? Sticks glanced at me. We'd hit the escalator trade lottery. I pushed in front of Sticks. I had this. Corey. I tossed my arm around his shoulders. It didn't quite work on account of him being taller than me. Your uncle's taking advantage of you. He looked confused. If only I had a candy cigarette. We can help you. Help me how? Your uncle's got you doing 2 chores, babysitting and lawn mowing, and he's got you thinking it's a good deal, I said. Why don't we all walk over there and offer him an even better deal? Like what? Corey said. I want to play with the baby. Corey might have been tough as a Harley fender, but he was just about as bright. I squeezed his back, real confident-like. My other arm arced in front of us, the way I'd seen Sticks do, painting a picture. We offer him your baby services, plus the riding lawnmower of his dreams. In exchange for what? Sticks said. This was the brilliant part. Sticks level brilliant, if I did say so myself. $500 worth of Harley-Davidson swag. Chapter 38. Memorabilia. Corey followed us to the crossroads where our mower was still parked. Bobby Jean and Corey rode their bikes, and I balanced on my own handlebars in front of Sticks. It didn't take very long at all on wheels. I don't understand, Corey said. Why do you want to give Uncle Greg a riding mower? Sticks tinkered with the engine, setting the new motor in place. He needs one, doesn't he? I said. I guess. We're in the business of helping people this summer, just like we helped you with those fireworks. Risky to mention the fireworks, but I took a chance. Corey nodded. That was all right, I guess. So now we've got to unload this beast. I patted the tire. And who better to help than your uncle? Sticks closed the mower's hood. Should be ready. It had taken him no time at all. I wondered how long he'd lived with Mr. Pike and how many engines they'd worked on together. Sticks hopped up into the driver's seat. The mower grunted and coughed to life. Sticks whooped and lightly slapped the steering wheel. "That's what I'm talking about," we cheered. Sticks steered the mower onto the road. We ran for our bikes. "Lead the way to Uncle Greg's," I told Corey. "Think how happy he'll be to see this baby roll up." Corey grinned and pedaled ahead of us. "Do you suppose he'll still let me mow?" he called. "I want to drive that thing." "Maybe," I said, "but I wouldn't mention that until after the trade is done." The mower's top speed was pretty slow. Sticks popped in his earbuds and rode patiently, bopping and singing from on high. The rest of us biked in circles around him as he motored steadily up the road. We pulled into Uncle Greg's driveway. Corey was first off his bike and up the porch. "Uncle Greg!" he yelled through the screen. "If this works, it'll be a miracle," Bobby Jean said. "No such thing as miracles," Sticks answered immediately. He climbed down from the mower. Can't count on nothing but your own smarts. Can't count on nobody but yourself." "You're wrong," Bobby Jean said softly. Sticks pretended not to hear. "Hey, Uncle Greg," Corey was saying. "What you doing here, Squirt?" The large man filled the door frame and then some. "Boy, have we got a deal for you!" Corey spoke so earnestly it was hard not to laugh. Sticks stepped forward. "We heard you are in the market for lawn mowing services, and we thought we'd do you one better. We propose a trade." We explained the plan. "Congrats on the baby, too," I said. Corey thought this would be exactly what you need right now. Uncle Greg scratched his stubbled neck. He eyed the lawnmower. "Yeah, couldn't hurt." "Pretty big lawn," Sticks said. "This'll get it done in a jiffy." "I'm just supposed to trust some kids who show up with a lawnmower?" "They're my friends," Corey said. "Anyway, my babysitting services are still part of the deal. I can't wait." "It's in good shape," Sticks assured him, "and we can get you parts and labor at a deal. But you won't need that for a while." "What do you want with my Harley memorabilia?" I made note of that word, memorabilia. By comparison, swag sounded cheap. "We're in the business of helping people out," Sticks neatly sidestepped the question, and he copied my very own words to do it. "We'll take good care of your things. Memorabilia is very important to us," I added. "Corey, tell us you have an impressive collection. Can we see it?" When in doubt, flatter. Uncle Greg pushed open the screen door and let us inside. 20 minutes later, we walked out. We were lighter by one riding lawnmower and hauling 2 bags of Harley-Davidson memorabilia. We had to walk our bikes home, balancing a bag on each seat as we went. Sticks pushed my bike. Bobby Jean pushed his, and I walked in between them, hands out to steady the stuff. Corey peeled off toward his own neighborhood. "See you tomorrow." "Looking forward to it." I smiled as big as I could. "Thanks for your help today. You ended up with the best deal of all. Just think of all the riding and baby snuggling you'll get." Corey grinned. "You guys are the best." He rode off, no further questions asked. I was on fire. A powerful grin and a lot of smooth talk. Did Sticks Malone feel like he was looking in a mirror? "We can't leave these things outside overnight," Sticks said. "They'll get all dewy." "Should we each take a bag?" Bobby Jean suggested. Sticks half smiled. "Equal risk, equal rewards." As usual, we smiled too. But Sticks shook his head. "It's better if you keep them. I can't come into my house with valuable goods like these." The way he said it, it made me sad. "Why not?" Sticks's shoulder popped up. "Oh, you know." But I didn't. All I knew was not to ask again. We had still never been to Sticks's house. Not really. Only to pick him up. "Is it bad for you at home?" I said, braver than usual. "Nah," Sticks said. "It's a decent place. They're nice enough." "That's good," Bobby Jean said. I just can't get too comfortable, right? You never know. Never know what? Sticks pulled a candy cigarette from his pocket, one-handed. Everything I own fits in a single bag. You never know when you're going to have to jam. Oh. Of course, we couldn't very well walk into our own house with the stuff either. We ended up stationing Sticks in the flower bed outside our bedroom. He pushed the bags in through the window. He smiled at us. Don't go dipping into the stash without me. I patted the memorabilia bags. We'll take good care of them. Hey, Sticks added as we struggled to replace the screen. Tomorrow, we get ourselves a grasshopper. The end. Okay, get ready for chapter 39. See you later.